Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior, and today we're going to be reviewing from Ramen Toys. This is their CaG set 2.0. I purchased the CaG set 1.0, which is the Canopy and Guns kit, which I was very pleased. It installed easily, made the whole McFarlane Batmobile 1989 looks so much better, and I was really happy when Ace from Ramen Toys announced this one. This is kind of interestingly enough, they did it again, CaG set 2.0, which stands for Cockpit and Gauges Upgrade Kit. So let's open it up. It's just a bare box. That's all. I don't really need anything from this box, but Ace did have a from Ramen Toys did have an announcement really quickly that apparently some of these are arriving sometimes warped because of the heat that they've experienced during their travels. They came out of the factories okay, but because of I guess the intense heat they were subjugated to, some of them started to warp. Look for his post on Facebook to fix it, because he just basically says just put it in, dunk it for a few seconds in hot water, and it should resume its original molded shape back in. But if not, you can probably kind of help it along the way. So first thing I'm going to check as we unbox it is to make sure that mine arrived safely. Ooh, and it did. So the warping that he was talking about basically referred to, I believe initially, these two head seats. So as you can see, mine arrived perfectly fine. But yeah, so I'm not sure if you can remove this and then just dunk this part in and it will retain back. I did also hear that some people were saying that their bucket, like this part, is somewhat slightly misaligned or warped, so it didn't fit the Batmobile in itself, but they were able to fix it again. But if you have any issues with yours that you feel need help with, I believe you can just contact Ramen Toy at their Facebook page or customer service and something like that. So just to make it easier for us to review this properly, because once it's inside the Batmobile, it'll be harder to see. We're just going to look inside really quickly at the detail that is included in this canopy. So you can see everything is well painted. Yeah, I have the Batmobile screen over here. Let's see if I can get in a little bit more closer. Yeah. Now I have the 1989 1/6 scale from Jazz Inc. So I really, this was kind of like almost criminal that McFarlane didn't do this for his version. I only did a one-seater, but like look at how much detail was missing in that one. It's nicely painted. I think even this is painted. I don't think these are movable in any way, and I'm not even gonna try to. I don't need that function. Wow. And then this one is basically slots back in here to connect as a retaining wall in the back. Now, as you know from some of my videos, I do 3D printing, and in situations like this, I got started on my 3D printing well after I ordered this one. And the thought has crossed my mind, like if I could have saved money because you can buy the model of the 1989 Batmobile out there right now. If I could have saved money just to print the cockpit and installed it in the McFarlane Batmobile myself, technically, and I've thought about this, technically you can, because to print something like this is probably going to be less than, I don't know, less than $2. This kind of filament, you know. But I thought about this. You have to resize whatever file you're in to make sure it fits into the cockpit, right? and that could be trial and error. And then you won't have this shell that's really makes this whole thing much easier to install. So you have to resize it, but how would you attach it to the existing Batmobile from McFarlane is what I was thinking. You can't. You'd have to kind of cannibalize the inside, maybe super glue it or heat glue it, heat hot glue it into the canopy. It's not gonna look as nicely as this one would, as normally as this one would. So is this worth the price that I paid for it? I believe I paid like 20 bucks for this one. Yes, I could have done something similar with 3D printing, but it would not have looked as nicely, I think. So this was definitely well worth it. Plus, look at how much color is in this one. I would have to do this whole thing all by myself. And printing might be easier, but man, going through all these things and putting dabs of reds and greens and whites and silvers and this decal, no, I'm okay. I'm okay paying Ace for what he's doing and just easily attaching it to the Batmobile. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and attach it to the 1989 Batmobile. I'll do a quick speed run of doing this. To get a properly video on how to do this, Ace has put his own video on how to install this on your Batmobile on his YouTube page, Ramen Toys, I believe. So if you want some detailed instructions on how to put it together, just watch that. But we'll speed through this right now. Alright, so I've removed all the screws as far as I know, so we should be able to just pull this off completely, the bottom part. Alright, kind of get stuck there. I was just being careful. And then I believe you remove these 3 screws to get the canopy off. One thing I did forget to mention is even though I could have probably 3D printed it, one of the functions I would have lost by not having this bucket over here is the open canopy function, which is basically triggered by the button here in the front, which is also included in that whole thing. So I would have lost that completely. So it's definitely well worth it to just go ahead and just buy the whole canopy and not have to deal with that kind of a headache. So let me go ahead and take off those 3 screws and I'll be right back. Okay, got those 3 screws removed. We'll just pull this off really quickly. Pulls off really easily. Make sure you don't lose that spring. Just to show you guys the comparison between the two. Obviously this is a 2-seater, this is a 1-seater. But look at the detail that Ramen Toys put in theirs in the dashboard. Has more colors, everything is so much more better than the McFarlane Toys. Obviously it is what, $25 more that you have to pay for, but I mean, if you're getting this kind of a Batmobile anyway and you've already upgraded to CaG 1.0, there's really no reason why you don't want to upgrade the whole thing completely just to get a really good 1/12 scale Batmobile, 1989. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same. Some changes from what McFarlane did to the cage itself. Yeah. All right, so put that away. We'll align this one. This is the reason why I taped the canopy so it's not moving back and forth as you're putting things together. All right, don't over tighten. Once it's in, it's in. And then the other thing too is before you put in the bottom, I would kind of suggest making sure your mechanism still works. That way, if it doesn't, then you can just go back in and fix it up. Let's see. Yep, this comes up again, and you just pull this forward. Opens back up. Close it. Still working. Good. So let me go ahead and put in the bottom, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So once you've installed this, I actually have my gas cap, didn't install it because I know it's supposed to be over here, but maybe I'll install it later. Anyway, once you've done this, you don't expect your McFarlane figure to fit here anymore. It's 7 inches, and to be honest, guys, this wasn't really designed for McFarlane 7-inch figures. It's out of scale. It's underscaled, to be honest, by his figures, which is the reason why he made a single cockpit instead of 2. It's too big. His figure's too big. What will fit in this one is, and I think it'll be the best option. If I can just put it up here, your Mezco Batman. I feel like he would be perfect fit for this one, and luckily or unluckily, because of the poor quality of this particular toy, I ended up having multiple bodies of it because my original one kept broken or can't be moved or whatever. For whatever reason, I have a multiple body on this one, so I'm not gonna put multiple heads. Come with the original anyway, multiple hands. And oh, I just noticed. Look at that; it's already tearing. And this is the one that's just been standing. Anyway, so we'll put in a head on this guy, and we'll put him in the cockpit, which I think I'll have to do off camera because it's really kind of tight in there. I'll be right back. I have to squeeze his legs in. Actually, let me see if I can just squeeze it in there. Ooh, it's a tight fit because of how low the steering wheel is. All right, so you need to kind of move things around a little bit and finagle him, but it does fit. His ears are basically about to hit the top part of the thing. I feel like maybe if you can stand him or sit him up a little bit more better, you could. Yeah, he fits almost perfectly in there though. Let me see. Is he basically touching the bottom of the seat? Or is there still room in there? I can't tell. Yeah, that's the lowest he'll go in that one. So even with this one, he's really a tight fit too. But look at him, like right here. That's pretty good, huh? Close him up. And there you go. It fits right in. Of course, you know, Mezco is expensive to be hiding it inside the canopy and everything. So technically, that's only if you really want the play function of putting Batman inside the cockpit. But to be honest, oh, let's see. Let me take him out again. Oh, actually, I just need to take off his head. To be honest, this basically completes the look just by having Batman stand with the Batmobile for your 112 collection. That looks so much more better than if you were to have your McFarlane figure stand. He's way too tall for this one. Like just having your Mezco 1989 Batman outside is basically the function of this thing. So you kind of don't need the CaG 2.0, but I know it's there. If I want to open it, it's nice to have or to be able to see and everything. So it's up to you, but I think it's well worth it. It's funny, I usually rag on McFarlane, but he did give us a full set of the movie Batmobiles out there. It's just out of scale at certain parts and everything. So that's it for my review of Ramen Toys CaG 2.0 for the 1989 Batmobile, brought to you by McFarlane Toys. It basically finishes the whole thing, and yeah, it's perfect and well worth it. Thank you for watching my review. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in my next review. Bye.